shall simply call Desk Fitness for Computer Artists, where I'll guide all my fellow seated nerds through a series of desk fitness activities that stand to benefit you and your well-being. You know, for sacrificing your health by sitting in the studio all day. Now, before I get started with a few exercises that you could do for starters, knowing me, I like to get to the root of the problem and address the fundamentals first before proceeding to actual actionable workouts. So, today's topic will explore the ergonomic fundamentals of your office desk. Firstly, before getting to desk fitness, it is important to ensure your fundamentals are set up right by examining the way you are seated right now. After all, research shows that whether you are sitting, standing, or whatnot, if you are seated in a poor posture for any length of time, it not only puts stress on the muscles, joints, and ligaments, but can also cause cumulative damage on your neck, your back, aka spine, and your shoulders. Now, unless you really do not give a shit about your spine or your body, I recommend checking your posture every now and then and taking a break from the PC. Or even better, perhaps whenever you do check your posture, use it as an opportunity to get up and off your seat. Add some movement to your routine before going back to sit with proper posture. So, now that you know what happens if you don't look out for the way you are sitting whilst working, let's get into the specifics of posture with diagrams. So, very quickly, here is what bad sitting posture looks like. As you can see, you don't want to be leaning too forward into your computer screen here. Not only does your spine have to maintain that curvature for a long time, which increases strain on your back, but your neck is being affected as well. Now, something subtle but also important is the positioning of your feet and legs. You want to make sure that the bends are natural and that both your feet are firmly placed on the ground. And of course, let's not forget that a poor sitting position will also indirectly impact your vision, as the usual tendency when we are slouching is that we tend to inch closer to the screen, causing eye strain. Now, here's how to actually sit properly. Firstly, make sure that your back is straight and not at an angle leaning forward or away from your screen. Now with that, place both feet firmly on the ground naturally, such that you are also comfortable and not feeling like a robot trying to sit down. Make sure that your knees are naturally bent at a 90-degree angle, no more, no less. If you are seated correctly, there should also be a bit of a gap between the bends of your knee and the edge of your seat. And lastly, make sure that your computer screen is positioned such that you do not have to arch your neck up or down to look at the screen. And there you go. A proper posture for working at your desk all day. Okay, now if you're thinking, well, hang on, my chair just doesn't fit your description, or I'm using a laptop where I have no choice but to tilt my neck down and face it. Well then, you know where the other ergonomic problem lies. Alright, so let's talk about your chair. Now, if you find that your chair just doesn't match the standards, in other words, it's either too short or too tall, or lacks any back support, then my recommendation is to get a new chair. In fact, I had to do this when I realized that the dining room chair I was forced to use, because some Asian parents are too cheap to want to get you a proper chair, was too short for the previous desk I had. Now, if you now realize that you have to get a new chair for yourself, I recommend one that is not only adjustable, but also comes with a lumbar or spinal support, and ideally a headrest. Now, I don't actually have the headrest because, like I said, Asian parents are cheap. Now, if you're too lazy to manually scout for an ergonomic chair and all its specs, I went ahead and did the looking for you and added a link to one I found on Amazon. This chair is not only affordable compared to the other chairs I found, but also includes an adjustable headrest and an added cushion for your lower back. Now, you might want to check whether it ships to your location, but this looks like a good deal based on the majority of reviews as well. Alright, so maybe you find that your chair is not the problem. Sometimes it is possible that your desk is just simply too 1980s and not ergonomic by today's standards. So let's talk about your table. Now, if you find that your table just doesn't fit your height, in other words, is either too low or too high, then get a new table. In fact, get the one that can convert to a standing desk. Now, about standing desks, There are a couple of options, from the hand crank height adjustable version to the electric height adjustable desk, and link in the description if you want this customizable adjustable desk I've scouted for you. Now, I've used both kinds of adjustable desks, and they are both fantastic for those who are bound to their desks, but usually pricey as hell. So here's a more affordable alternative: a standing desk converter riser, otherwise something I like to call a laptop prop-up. Basically, instead of elevating the desk height, you elevate your entire workstation from your laptop, desktop to your keyboard and mouse. Not only are they way more affordable, but you also have plenty of options to choose from, and they usually require zero setup time. And knowing me, I went ahead and did my research for you on my best pick. If I had to go for a converter riser, I would go with this one by SHW. Not only does this option come with the best bang for your buck, it appears to also have substantial social proof in terms of the quantity and quality of reviews. And yes, there is even a slot holder for your tablet and smartphone. Great for multitasking if you do that. In fact, I'll also link that in the description below if you're interested in seeing if it ships to your country. Now, the only caveat to having any kind of adjustable height desks or risers, however, especially for laptop users such as myself, is that a separate Bluetooth or USB keyboard would be necessary in order to have the standing desk option still remain ergonomically friendly, if you know what I mean. Personally, I'm more familiar with and prefer an actual standing desk than a riser, so I got myself a hand crank adjustable desk from a Singapore company, and it basically shipped to me within a couple of weeks, including a staff member that would help fix it up for me as well. Overall, it was a positive experience, and again, I definitely recommend getting a standing desk if you can afford it. Now, if you're really adventurous and want to try something totally different other than just standing, yes, there's always the desk treadmill for the office. A rare find on Amazon, as most of them are unavailable or also just as expensive as an adjustable height desk. If, however, you want to give it a shot, here's one for those of you who are based in the United States. A desk treadmill that not only has a foldable option to be used with or without a desk, but also comes fully assembled. Link in the description. Ultimately, it is important to get to the root of the problem and address the fundamentals of ergonomics first before proceeding to taking the next steps. And with that essential ergonomics outlined, we can finally proceed to some effective workout tips when we're back in the next video. Alright, so that pretty much concludes our session for today. If you enjoyed such content or learned something new from us today, please go ahead and like the video by poking the like button or post a shout out in the comments. And if you like a lot of my videos, then subscribe to the channel to make life a little easier for yourself. Now then, this is Vicki Lau, signing off.